Hi, everyone. Good morning. Great morning to all. I'm Dr. Lim Seng Boon. I'm from University Technology Mara, Perak branch. Campus 3, Iskandar, Malaysia. Welcome to this webinar series. This is a webinar series conducted under our PJIMA office. This is a Waqaf Ilmu series, is in Malay. This is the 26th series already. Okay, so today it's a bit different because we have invited speakers from Brazil. Guess what? Brazil, not Malaysia. And then she or Professor Regina will share with us a new method or an alternative method to conduct a systematic literature review. Okay, so I'm very excited now, and I can't wait to introduce to you Prof. Regina. So let's, okay, before we begin, I'd like to say a big thank you to our office, PJIMA, UiTM Perak, and Infotech office, our Mr. Our supporting staff, Mr. Anwar, Cik Atan, Puan Lin, and our PJI office, Puan Fiza, and Amin, and Deputy Director, Dr. Muhammad. Yeah, thank you everyone for making this happen. Right, let me share with you a little bit background of Professor Regina Negri Padagi's background. Right. So Professor Regina Negri Padagi holds a PhD in Production Engineering from the Federal University of Technology, PARANA, or UTFPR, Brazil, and University of Technology, Campion, UTC, France. Forgive me if I pronounce wrongly the France university names. And then she is currently full professor at the postgraduate program in Production Engineering. And she is also adjunct professor for the undergraduate course at the Academic Department of Production Engineering. And she is also an invited professor at the Federal University of Parana for the discipline of scientific research methodology. And also, she acts as collaborating professor at Minster or Dinster Master's PhD programs at the Federal Institute of Tocantins, Brazil. Right, and her research interests are on technology transfer and smart cities on general approach. All right, and back to today's topic. Professor Regina is the creator, right? She is the creator of the methodology, METHODI Ordinatio, and she is committed on developing techniques to facilitate researchers' works. Hi, right. Without further ado, let's invite Professor Regina to share the alternative method of conducting systematic literature review with us. Right, Professor Regina, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good evening, good morning for all of you. For us here in Brazil, is good night almost. Thank you very much, Professor Lim Seng. Professor Lim, for having, I sometimes make a little confusion with the names, yeah. But thank you very much,
yeah.
Professor Lim. Thank you very much, the UiTM Perak channel. Thank you, the University Mara of Malaysia, and everyone else, the rector, the whole team that made this possible. Well, we're here today. I'm here today to share with you, and so Professor Lim will help me when necessary. We are here to share a little bit of a different methodology that I'm not sure you already know, but METHODI Ordinatio is a methodology for systematic review of literature. So we are already in the METHODI Ordinatio 2.0, and this is the first paper we published, and this is the second one. It is the 2.0, and so everything that we will work today, we will be around these two papers. But ever since we have produced other papers which you can find very easily when you write METHODI Ordinatio on Google Scholar. And nowadays, we are the family of METHODI Ordinatio, and we have InOrdinatio, which is the equation, and we have the ranking, which is a software that I will share with you. In fact, I have already shared with you for free, okay? Our partners here in Brazil mainly, and where to find us, you have here in the material. Why to carry out a systematic review? Some time ago, not very long, we were used when trying to write a paper, a scientific paper. We would select papers randomly. Normally, when our advisors would tell us this author is very important, this paper is very fine, so we would gather them randomly and write a paper that would suffice. But as time passed, and the amount of scientific publications increased, this is not enough anymore. This is not sufficient anymore. Nowadays, you have to make a systematic review of literature in order to make sure you have gathered everything that have been published in your area, in your theme, so that you can guarantee a quality for your paper. So when you carry out a systematic review, you are providing a comprehensive understanding on the theme. You are reducing bias on the theme because you are comparing papers on the same areas. You will provide an evidence-based decision-making to select the papers to make part of your portfolio. You will be identifying knowledge gaps because once you have gathered all the papers and you read them all, then you are able to find which gaps have not been filled yet. And also, you will have a quality assessment of the portfolio. And of course, you will also obtain a quality assessment with your paper. And so, what is the origins of METHODI Ordinatio? So, the methodology which I developed along with my colleagues during my PhD, it is an evolution of the Cochrane model, and Prisma uses Cochrane principles and protocols. So, it is an evolution of these methods. Both methods, Prisma and Cochrane, they were developed for the health area. Nowadays, of course, researchers from other different fields have adapted them to use in their own areas. So why they were developed for the health area? Because when you are dealing with the health area, you must read everything there is available with your theme, from conference papers, books, and so on. Of course, with the METHODI Ordinatio also, but the selection will have a ranking, something a little bit different, which cannot be done in the health area, for sure. And these methods for having to provide everything that have been written in the theme, they do not provide the selection of the papers previously to the reading step. So first, you have to gather all the paper and you have to read them all. And then you say, this one is for my portfolio, this is not, and so on. Which how can I say, the use for independent researchers who use Prisma, they select the papers by reading the title and abstract and keywords. They make a selection to see if they fit or not to the portfolio. And then when they have a portfolio, they have to read all of the papers so that they will understand which one is important or not for the portfolio. All the papers, so from the portfolio, as I said, must be read, and only then they will decide which one best fits. Okay. So why use METHODI ORDINATIO instead of using, for instance, Prisma? Why? Prisma is so, how can I say, is so cited, is so important, is so recognized, and why should I change Prisma to METHODI ORDINATIO? Why? So let's understand why. So METHODI ORDINATIO was conceived taking into account independent researchers who cannot count on a network of collaborators. So for Prisma and Cochrane in the health areas, they have a very large network of readers who will read and make synthesis of the research, the researches, the works that have been published. And if you are not from the health area, as I said, researchers will select which paper best fits the portfolio, but then you have to read them all. With METHODI ORDINATIO, you rank the papers after you have made the selection from title, abstract, and keywords. Then you have a portfolio. Suppose you have a 500 scientific papers portfolio. Will you read the 500 papers? Well, with the METHODI ORDINATIO, this is not necessary. Why? Because you are going to rank the papers according to the scientific relevance. And then, making this ranking, you are going to select how many papers you are going to read. So, METHODI ORDINATIO provides a selection of the papers for a robust portfolio before having to read them all. That's why I encourage you to use METHODI ORDINATIO. In Ordinatio, which is an equation from that we developed, provides this selection by ranking the papers according to its scientific importance and relevance. Thus, this ranking states which papers must be included before the reading. Proposed by Pagani et al. 215, 217, and updated by Pagani et al. 2022, it is a methodology to make the systematic review an easier and more scientific contribution to a paper, considering an independent research work. Like me, I am an independent work, like Professor Lim, he's an independent. Which means independent? It means that no matter you have a big research group working with you, when you have to read, you are by yourself. Maybe you might say, no, nowadays we have the artificial intelligence that can read for us. Good. But still, you have to select the papers that will read for you. And still, when you have to write a paper like 6 pages or 12 pages length, you cannot read like 1,000 papers, because where will you fit the references? So, METHODI ORDINATIO has no restrictions regarding the field or topic to be studied. Let me tell you that if you have any questions, you can write on the comments here, and I can read. If it is necessary, I can answer your questions during the presentation. If I'm going too fast, please tell me, okay? So why use METHODI ORDINATIO? As I said before, because it ranks scientific papers considering 3 variables. Let me go back. So what are the most important factors that you consider when you're selecting papers for your portfolio? Have you thought about it? Do you consider the author? Do you consider the publisher? Do you consider the impact factor? what do you consider? Some students would tell me, "Oh, teacher, I consider the theme of the paper." Others, I consider the keywords. Oh, I consider the author, and so on. Well, but there was not something very strict to consider. And that was when we came with this assumption that the three most important variables to be considered are number of citations, impact factor, that nowadays we changed it and we call it journal metrics. Why do we call it journal metrics? Because some researchers think that when I say impact factor, I am taking into consideration only JCR. And it's not true. We are considering 4 metrics when we take this into consideration. That's why I say impact factor, because many of the researchers still use this name, but in fact they are journal metrics, which are JCR, SNP, SJR, SIMAGO, and SIT score, the 4 metrics. And the third element is the year of publication. So the number of citations demonstrate the scientific community's recognition of the importance for the research. If your research is a good, it will be cited as the time passes. The impact factor reveals the importance of the journal where the article was published. There is an assumption among some researchers that the higher the impact factor, the more important is the journal. But it is important to say that not all the researchers consider this element as important, and we have to respect their opinion also. And the third one is the year of publication, which reveals the relevance of the article. More current researchers tends to present greater innovation or novelty in terms of research advances. Well, from the 3 variables, the inordinatio equation is applied through ranking, which is the tool, in order to then generate a ranking of the articles in the portfolio. Okay, do you have any questions so far?
Questions from the floor? Can you hear me, Prof. Regina?
Yes, I can.
Yes, yeah. I'm actually interested in your actually the meaning of ordinatio. May I ask what is the meaning of ordinatio in English? The very basic question.
Yeah. Ordination from order.
Ordinatio.
Yeah, from
In
order. Yeah, it is a method to ordinate, yeah, or to order. Yeah, not order, because order is to, hey, I would like a Coke. But, you know, to put in how can I say, in order of relevance, to rank. Yeah?
Yeah, because you know what, guys, Professor Regina has published over three Q1, Q2 journals, articles in the journal. So that is very impressive. And I have read some of her articles, and a lot of technical calculation involved. So this is, I consider this is a very rigid method, and it's still evolving. That is a good news. And then you guys, if you want to learn more, you can get the link which I shared in the comments there. There are a lot of materials you can get from there. Okay, I think Prof. Regina, please continue.
Okay, I will. Let me see here. It is important to say that today I will not go into much detail. Yeah, I will go a little, because I guess this first part, all of you already know, because, you know, from Cochrane, Prisma, and so on. So it is easy for you. And some of the journals that have published papers using METHODI or ORDINATIO Of course, this is not new. This is a little bit old. You can check it after. It is very important that you understand that the relevance of a work should not be assessed considering a single indicator, unless you want, of course, unless you decided that, no, I just want the number of citation. No, I just want high impact factor papers. Okay, that's your strategy, right? But the relevance of a work should be assessed considering the number of citation, metrics, or currentness. Why? Because most cited articles, what happened to them? They are usually the oldest, but we don't say oldest, we say classic. Okay? Because if they are so much cited, they are classic. If the research is relevant, it is already mentioned in more recent works. And if it is so classic, it will come along in the ranking. Most recent articles, they have few citations. For instance, if you have a paper that have been just accepted, they have not been cited already because they are very recent. In articles with high metrics or with a high impact factor, not necessarily they are the most cited, or not necessarily they are recent. Therefore, it is the set of these three factors duly considered that points out the relevance of a work. It means that it is new, cited with a high impact factor. Okay, and of course, if I would have time, I would show you that the first, let's say the first five, they have these three factors considered. Or if they do not have the three factors considered, probably because it is very much cited. So it goes up the ranking and so on. What do I need to know to work with this methodology? Yeah, it is so easy to use. I used to say, well, if I was able to propose it, you will be able to use it, to reproduce it, okay? So everything that you already know, how to access bibliographic databases like Science Direct, Scopus, Elsevier, and so on. You need to know how to use the reference manager JabRef. Why JabRef, Professor Regina? Why not Mendeley? Why not Zotero? Why not any other? Well, in fact, when I first developed the methodology, I used Zotero. But then I love Zotero with all my heart, but not all databases can download with Zotero. Then I started using Mendeley, which is really, really a good reference manager. Yeah, but there is a problem. I cannot export from Mendeley to Excel. I cannot. Why not? Because when a paper has 3 or 4 or 5 authors, more than one author, it will reproduce lines, and it does not allow us to use the equation on Excel. Therefore, what did I do? I used to export from Mendeley to JabRef and from JabRef to Excel. Nowadays, since JabRef has evolved also, we are using only JabRef. So JabRef to Excel to ranking. Okay? So you must have a very basic knowledge of Excel, but this basic knowledge I will let here step by step how to use the Excel, okay? Of course, if any student also uses LibreOffice, OpenOffice, yeah, something like this, which is free, a student of mine also developed a way to export from JabRef to LibreOffice. It is on my YouTube channel, but it is in Portuguese. So sorry. Okay. All right, let's go. And you have 9 steps to follow. Yeah, you have all of them here. I'm not going to read because I will also repeat them, okay? So these are the 9 steps, one by one. And I'm not going to read so that we do not waste our time reading. And let's go to the first one. So far, so good, Professor Lim?
Yeah, very interesting.
Okay,
I
thank you.
learn from you, yeah.
All right. So the first step, which is very important if you're using whoever, whatever, you know, Prisma, Cochrane, or METHODI or ORDINATIO, it is establishing the intention of research. Some methodologies state that you have a problem, then you start searching. I say you do not have a problem until you read the papers. You think you have a problem, but when you read all the papers, you might find out that your problem may be already been solved. This is not a very good surprise, yeah? That's why I say, when you start, you just have an intention. It is one of the most important steps of METHODI ORDINATIO. The researcher does not always know in advance what the research intention is, unless you are Professor Regina advisors. No, just kidding. No, unless you are Professor Lim's advisor student. Yes, okay. No, sometimes, of course, professors will say, oh, I have a problem, you must search. Okay, very good. But this is not always common, okay? Especially nowadays that things change very fast. So in this step, it is normally an intention, not a research problem. The problem is, in general, when you start searching, proposed or discovered after reading the articles. So when you read everything, you screened, yeah, and then you find out, oops, I have a gap. No one has discussed about this here, so this is my research gap. Okay, so how do I find my intention of research? If you do not know where to start with, which was my case during my PhD, the intention might be the line of research or a generic theme. So in my case, for instance, my line of research was technology transfer. My professor, my advisor would say, well, you're going to work with technology transfer. Good. And then I started searching for technology transfer. And I found out that time that we had more than 2,000 papers on technology transfer. Where to start? Okay. Then I started, you know, when I saw, I said, oh my God, what's going on now? Okay. Then I started reading a few, and I found out that some of the papers would mention model. I said, oh, technology transfer model may be a good idea to start. Okay, so identify what the possible search keywords might be and take notes. Take notes of these combinations. Propose some keywords, initial combinations. Okay, like I said, technology transfer or innovation management model, and so on. All right, then you go to step 2. Once you have, you know, a vague idea that what you are going to search, you start a preliminary search in databases. Okay. Initially, think about the purpose of your search and start writing down the keywords that are important to your search. Select the most used databases in your area. This is very important because a few days ago, someone sent me an email, said, oh, professor, you said that I should search on Science Direct. And I had problems with this on my jury board. I never said that. Including, this is not said in the paper. I always say that you must discover with your advisor, with your colleagues, which is the best databases for your theme, for your area. Okay, so carry out preliminary search. I'm so sorry. Carry out preliminary searches with the keywords, with the combinations, and select combinations in order to verify the preliminary results, validating the exact combinations to be used. So you start, I used to say, you're playing with your theme, you're playing with your keywords. Even sometimes when you cannot find any paper on scientific databases, go to Google Scholar, because Google Scholar will bring everything for you. It is a very good base to be used to, to show what is written on your theme. And then you start, searching to see if it is well translated, if your combinations are adequate, and so on. Use commands to perform, Boolean commands to perform the searches. You already know. Asterisk when you do not know if the term will be in plural, singular, whatever. Use and when you want to add term, but this will make your search broader. Use or when you can have more than one definition for that term. For instance, like in Portuguese, we have business, you have like administração or gestão, which are Portuguese names. I cannot remember any, how can I say, any similar words right now. But for instance, if you're working with the innovation ecosystem, which is one of the theme of my PhD student, you can have innovation ecosystem, or you can have also entrepreneurship innovation ecosystem, and so on. Any other terms. We found more than 7 combinations for ecosystems: innovation, entrepreneur, eco, green, and so on. Okay. So, and you use not when you want to exclude a search. For instance, when I was searching for technology transfer, it was very common to find heat from heating, transfer. So I would use not heat technology, not heat transfer. Okay. I'm not going to stay here so much, but we also have some proximity operators, that are the quotation marks, and we also have parentheses. They here we have some combinations, like if you start searching technology transfer without proximity operators, you will not find 2,000 papers. You're going to find 2 million papers, because the basis will return all papers with technology and with transfer. Okay, but I guess this is also not new for you. Also, you have here parentheses, and you have all of them combined. You can use asterisk, you can use quotation marks, you can use parentheses, all them together. Okay. So why do you have to use all them? Because you have to use as many databases as possible, as many papers as possible. You have to download as many works as possible. Why? Because after you are going to make the selection, but you cannot leave any paper aside. What if I have 1,000 papers? No problems. METHODI ORDINATIO will select the ones you must read, okay? All right, so some problems might happen when you are making your searches. Problem one is no results, probably because you made any mistake in the keywords, or you made too many restrictions like parentheses, quotation marks, not, and so on. So you start deleting some of the restrictions and testing what happens with the amount that is coming out. Problem two, excessive number of results. Also, errors in applying the Boolean operators or too little restrictions. Like I said, if you search for technology transfer without proximity operators, you're going to find all the papers in the world to read, which is not your intention. Problem three, material without any connection with the theme. Also, errors. Sorry, guys, my corrector is correcting here. I didn't see it before, but it is errors or mistakes in keywords or in the Boolean operators and so on. All right, this is my face when I found out 12,000 papers. Okay, here we have another examples, but I'm not going to speak too much about them. But something very important here that you have to know. What if I found management practice and I cannot find the agro-industry sector together? I find papers with management practice, but I cannot find papers along agro-industry sector. What should I do, Professor Regina? In this case, you have two axes of research. You first have to study everything about management practices and then everything about agro-industry sector, because they are different. They're different situations. And you must know all of them. I had a student some time ago. She was a PhD student, and she said, "Oh, very good. I cannot find anything together with teaching strategy, math teaching, and engineering course." Yes, it's really good. But it is also a problem when you have nothing to read. You have nothing to read? No. We have too many papers with teaching strategy, with math teaching, and with engineering, teaching engineering courses. So what did she have to do? She had to study separately, okay? She applied the METHODI ORDINATIO for each one of the combinations. And then she joined the knowledge. This is a great advance for your PhD thesis, yeah, when you have these cases. Any questions?
Yeah, let's check the chat box.
Okay, all right. I see here that Arik Fahar, he said that translation on the video would be very appreciated. Yeah, I told Professor Lim that today I will use this video on my channel. I have already given this course before in English, but I didn't have access to the video. This is
I noticed that for the Sweden University, right?
yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to find the English version of your talk. Yeah.
That's a problem. But now we have an English version. Okay.
Yeah, finally.
Finally.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have discussed with you some Boolean operators. Very good. What about temporal delimitation? And then I ask you, how many years are good for your research? Oh, depends, teacher. If it is on graphos, I don't know how to say this in English, I can use the last 100 years, okay, the last century. Very good. What about for smart cities? Oh, the last 5 years, maybe the last 2 years, isn't it? Yes, but this is a problem that I normally do not recommend temporal delimitation. Yes. In general, I do not recommend. Why? Because the researcher must know the beginnings, the origins, the genesis of your theme. Yes. And so if you want to be a reference on your area, I recommend you to know from the beginning of the theme until now. Yes. And also, if you have too much papers from the last year, for instance, which have already occurred, you can select making a cut, cutting the papers. I will teach you how to do it after. And being scientific. Yes, this is the most important. Simply eliminating papers is not scientific. Yeah, you are doing a scientific work. Your work must be reproduced, replicable. And to be replicable, you must detail the methodology, how you did it. Not simply, oh, I had 300 papers, and reading and eliminating, I now have 50. Guys, this is true. From 30,000, yes, 30,000, the student came down to 50 works. This is not scientific at all. Never say it, especially if I am your jury, because I say, hey, you do not know how to use Boolean operators very well, okay? So you must go there and see Professor Regina's videos again, okay? So, all right. This is very important. Remember always, you are doing science. So you are doing science, you have to repeat the recipe, exactly like a good chef. That repeats the dish every day. Yeah, the food every day. You must have a recipe. Otherwise, for instance, if you're baking bread, today you have a recipe, tomorrow you have a different ingredient, you will never have the same bread. If you want to have the same bread every day, you must follow the recipe. In our case, the recipe is the search syntax. So repeat the same search syntax in each database as much as possible. Because let me tell you something sad. The databases do not make possible to repeat the same syntax. That's why I say to repeat the same syntax as possible, okay? This is how we make science. However, each search engine or databases use Boolean operators in a slightly different way. And now you will see how you have to do so that you are making science. Investigate each of the databases you will work with in order to make the most of the resources of each one of them. So I'm not here to teach you how to use the databases. I'm not here to teach you how to use JavaRef. I'm here to teach you how to use METHODI ORDINATIO. Therefore, you have to ask Google, whoever, how to use the databases, the most important ones for your research. Okay, and now we go to step 3. Calm down, that we will practice in a little while. Definition of the search syntax. So in this step, you are going to create a definite record or a definite code, of the parameters to be used in the search or in the definite search. For this, a table like this following one. Okay, this is a very nice table that I propose you to use, okay? Keyword combination, you're going to find all this table in our papers. If you put METHODI ORDINATIO, PAGANI, or Corsi, or Souza, or Silva, you're going to see that all of our papers have this table, because it facilitates the reviewers to see what you are doing, okay? So you have the keywords combination. combination 1, 2, 3, 4. Databases A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. How many databases should I use? It depends, okay? I'll tell you about this later on. So here you write the combinations and the variances of the combinations, different combinations, and you make the search and then you register here what kind of combination, what was your search syntax, and you copy and put it here, paste it here, okay, here, and so on. And of course, the number of papers you found, okay? And you have to do it twice. Why twice? To make sure the numbers will repeat, to make sure you are making science and not art. Okay. Once a student of mine said, Professor, I have a great idea. I will use combination 1 for Scopus, combination 2 for Science Direct, combination 3 for Web of Science. Isn't it great? No, it is not. This is science. You have to repeat all the combinations for the databases, okay? And there can be many combinations, more than 8, for instance, as much as necessary. But guys, intelligent combinations, because I have reviewed too many papers and I see too many, not very smart combinations. It doesn't make any difference for your paper if you do not use smart combinations, okay? It will not help you. They will bring you problems, okay? All right, and finally, we're going to the definite search and data collection, which I'm going to perform with you right now. Yeah, so these are, it's too small to see the sample, a sample table, yeah, but I have here Science Direct and I have here Scopus, okay. This is the table from a paper we wrote on artificial intelligence, not much long ago, but which is already, how can I say, an old research, because artificial intelligence has changed so much lately. Okay, let's practice a little bit. Yeah, I will practice with you. Yeah, and you will see what I do. I can see here that Foxy Farah is asking me if I will show you an example of search syntax. I will show you a very short one, okay? Because our time is short, okay? So I'm going to use Scopus database, yeah, and I will download it to JabRef. But I have this search step by step on the material, not this one exactly. I have a different one, but I have it step by step so that you can understand what we are doing, right? So now I'm going to share my screen, my full screen, okay? All right. Okay, let me see now. I will go to Google. Can you see my Google screen, Professor Lim?
Yeah, sure, I can.
So I will go to Scopus databases using my connection, which is Café Capes. Okay. Café Capes, Portal Periódicos. Oops. I have to access. I don't know how you do it, but my credentials. Oh my God. Just a little, I made a mistake and he doesn't want to enter. So I will try to do it without accessing. I'm so sorry about it. Just a minute. Okay, let me see if I am able to do it. Let me see, I hope so. Okay, so far so good. Okay. No, they are asking for my credentials. I'm sorry. Let me try it once again.
How could I have to log in through the institution, Prof? Then only can access the scopus, right?
Yes. No. If I cannot, this is not a big problem because I do it in Portuguese, and of course I don't need to translate. You can watch. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Just try the Google Scholar database.
Yeah, no, but I need to use this one.
Okay.
Because I cannot download from Google Scholar.
I see.
Okay. Let me just try here to see if I'm using caps lock or not. It's caps locks. Oh, thank heavens. It cannot be caps lock. All right, so far so good.
Great.
Oof. It's getting. I say I'm so used, to be in hot waters. I don't mind. Okay, wait a minute because he's taking us. Document search. Okay, very good. All right, so I will use here innovation ecosystem. And, oops, never forget that and must be caps lock. Oh my God, innovation ecosystem and, okay, smart city.
Oh, interesting topic.
I'm working on it right now.
Our topic.
Hot topics. See that you can choose all fields. If you put all fields, you will have too many papers. All fields is recommended when you have very few papers. Then you can use all fields. But in this case, I'm not going to use only the title. No, I'm going to use TAC. That we say title, abstract, and keywords. Okay. Very good. No time delimitation, and it's fine. I do not need to add search field here. I could add when you have more than 2 combinations, but do not make many combinations. It might bring some bugs to your search, okay? And then you go to search. '87 documents, maybe later. 87 documents, okay? Scroll all down, and here you have 10 results. Select 200. Why 200? I just have 80. Guys, METHODI ORDINATIO is also a philosophy. It is a philosophy for search. Our purpose is to make your work easier. is to make your work shorter. And so you have to follow all the tips that we give. So all of them, I will export. I will go straight to BBTeX. Then you select everything you have here. Okay, export. I'm exporting 87 documents to BBTeX. Okay, it will go straight to JabiRef. I will open JabiRef here, which I already have, but I will go to another. Let me see, another one. Yeah, another page. Okay, open here, and I simply bring it here. Okay, you just click OK, fine, right? Easy. So far, so good. Okay. All right. So I will go back to my slides to continue explaining. I will go there. The next step is the filtering out procedures. Okay. Let me find here. All right. So step 5 now. Filtering out procedures. So what to filter out? First of all, you are going to filter out duplicates. The reference manager eliminates this very easily. Second, papers without author or without year or without title. Why? Because this can make a bug on ranking. So you have to eliminate, but maybe you can copy them to read them later on, okay? Also, you are also going to eliminate conference paper, chapters, books. Why? I'm not going to insert conference papers, chapters, or books in my paper. Yes, you are. But in this phase, in this first phase, we are going to select review articles. Yeah, conference papers, chapters, or books, you will add to your paper after. Okay, you might keep them, but include in another electronic spreadsheet, because you cannot mix. Never, don't mix books or conference papers or chapters with review papers that have been published in journals. Why? Because books and chapters and conference papers normally do not have impact factor. Okay? All right. So, and then you make a table like this one. See, very nice. My student made it. Filtering procedures. Initial number of papers, 22. Duplicate papers deleted, 4. Deletion by document type, because she excluded books and so on. No, she made a very syntax so that no books were included. Deletion of articles outside the theme, 0. All of them were inside the theme. Total articles deleted, 4. Resulting number of articles, 18. Yeah?
Prof, may I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can the JetBref detect the duplicate papers?
Yeah,
so
I
that,
will do it for you right now.
So that we will not, no need to do it manually.
Yeah,
Can
I will. Yes, almost manually. Okay. And finally, papers do not related to the theme. Okay. So let me see if I have already explained this. All right. Okay. Let's see now how I can do it. Okay. So first of all, you click here, entry type. Okay, perfect. Author. Title, good. Year, okay. Journal, all right, okay. So as you can see here, ISSN is blank. which means this is not a paper from a conference, okay, from here up. It is a paper from conference. So suppose I do not want to read, so I'm simply going to delete it. Yeah, okay, so you can delete it, right? Oh no, I want to keep, so keep it, no problems. But since you are new with the methodology, in the first, I recommend you to delete it, okay? So simply delete. Now, to see if they are duplicated, you click here. Yeah, no, not duplicated. But normally, JabRef will ask you, when you have duplicates, he will tell you, you have duplicates, and then you start selecting the duplicates.
Oh.
Okay? But something that I don't like if I see here, let me see if they have duplicates. No, I have already eliminated. I prefer to use Mendeley for this purpose because Mendeley eliminates duplicates better. Yeah. But anyway, if you come here, tools, tools, quality, I cannot. No, this is an old version. Okay. Sorry. This is this is an old version of JabRef. This is a computer from my university, and I tried to update it. I could not, but okay. So find duplicates. Let me see. No duplicates. Why not? Because I imported from a single databases. But for instance, if you repeat from Scopus, Science Direct, and so on, probably you have duplicates. You come here and ask to find the duplicates. Okay, very good. Let me see now what we can do. So here, it's very important. Do not, I should have said, do not eliminate just for the title. Okay, when in doubt, check for title, abstract, and keywords. What else? Eliminating unavailable works which need to be purchased is a serious limitation, because I had some methodologies, some very good ones, which I'm not going to say the names, telling students to eliminate unavailable papers. I'm so sorry, because if you are doing a PhD degree and you eliminate because you could not purchase, imagine if Professor Regina is your jury, and I found in 10 minutes that there is another work similar to yours. So do not, okay? All right, let me see what else. So, and here, so you start like entry type only articles. You see here, oh, an ecosystem, good. I'm in doubt if this one is a good title. So you click here, yes, and you can see optional fields, other fields, abstract, you can read it, okay? And you click once, oops. Okay, so reading the abstracts is fine. But the new version of JabRef also have the keywords here. So do not be that much worried about it. You can eliminate all the papers, including here, right? Okay, let's go ahead. So far, I guess you understand everything here. And now we are going to step 6 and 7. Step 6 and 7 is to identify the impact factor, the year of publication, and number of citation. When I first proposed the METHODI Ordinatio, I did it manually. I would copy the name of papers, paste into Excel one by one. And then I would find the impact factor one by one on the journal website. And then I would find the citations on Google Scholar, okay? It was very fun. It was very nice, but it was not a nice job. Nowadays, we provide you ranking, which does it automatically. Okay, let's see how. So now we are going to export from JabRef to Excel. Okay, here you have everything explained, but I'm going to do it so that you can understand what we are doing. Okay, so first I'm going to show you the slides, and then I will do it for you very fast. So you select all the you select all the list, then click with your right button, copy, second copy, and export to clipboard. Second copy, export to clipboard. Then you will it will open this window here. You have to select 8TML table, this one. Some students would say, teacher, I'm smarter. I will do with abstract. No, it's the first one because we do not need abstract right now. Table, export with select format, okay? And then you open a blank spreadsheet in Excel and press Ctrl-V to paste the data, like this one here, okay? You paste the data. Very good. But what happens? You need to eliminate volume and page. Why? Because if you can see, we have mixed cells. We cannot have mixed cells. We have to eliminate mixed cells, okay? To eliminate information, select the column containing these words here, okay? So select this column, okay? Then click on sort and filter, okay? And then you select filter, which will appear here. And here you have the filter. Click here on this arrow or error on the top of the column, and then select text filter, and then contains, okay? In this window, customize auto filter, write vol in the box and press OK. Then when all of the volume and page appears here, you click delete on your keyboard. All lines containing volume will be eliminated. Not all lines, in fact, all words, okay? You will still have the lines. To eliminate the remaining lines here, because I eliminated the words, the information, but not the lines, you have to select this column, and then you go to find and select, and then go to special. In the box, go to special, you click in blank, and then OK, right? Oh, very nice. All the blank spaces will appear. Then you go up here on the bar, and you click here on the bar, exclude the lines of the spreadsheet, okay? After, you can also eliminate these two columns, ref type and DOI, right? Let me see here. Okay, so before we go ahead, I will perform these steps for you. So I'm here, Ctrl-A, select everything. Now it will be fast. Copy, copy, export to clipboard, HTML table, export. Open an Excel blank, it is already blank. And then you paste here. Very good. After I type here, what do? I select here. I go to classify and filter. Select filter. Filter by text, contain. Right here, vol. You can put a period here, okay? And then you delete everything here. With this still select, I go to find and select, go to special, blank, okay, and then exclude lines from the spreadsheet. Perfect. I will also eliminate this one here. You can eliminate, but if you do not want, you cannot copy these 2 lines here, okay? I then copy all this here. Very nice. Oops, oops, oops. Okay, I guess this one is, no, not fine. I'm sorry. All right. Up until here is fine. Copy. Now I'm going to paste it into ranking, but there's another tip for you, very important tip. Let me see if I have here. Oops, not here, it's here. I have sent you this here. So ranking for METHODI ORDINATIO. Download. Before I open, pay close attention. Before I open ranking, you go to downloads, find the ranking, click and select the properties. Okay? I click with the right button, properties, and I will click here, unblock, apply, okay. Now it is good to be used. It will open, it is heavy, it will take a few seconds to open. When it will open, you have to, wait a minute, still processing. Okay, here you have to habilitate content. Okay, now perfect. This is our table. Go there again because I guess it does not have the memory. Copy and paste. Nice. Yes? So you have here the impact factor. All you have to do is to fill out the information. It will do all by itself, okay? Let me go very fast to the content now. I'm not going to take it very long, but this is the inordinatio equation. You have all this explained in my paper, okay? So why to use delta, why to use lambda, why to use omega. I'm not going to read with you because it might take too long, but let me explain. So first one I have to explain, I cannot go. So delta, ranging from 0 to 10, it is related to the importance of the journal metrics in the research. Do you think it is important, the metrics for your research? Oh yes, because I just want to use the highest ranked papers. Good, so you can use 10. Oh no, metrics for me, it doesn't matter. It's not important. You can use 0 or you can use 5, okay? Second one is the lambda, equal. Ranging from 0 to 10, the researcher will attribute to the importance of the age of the portfolio. This is very important. When you are working with technology, with innovation, it has to be 10. But if you're working like with, let's say, graphos in computer science, you have papers from 1800. Yeah, last century. In this case, you can use 0. Why? Because time is not important for you. okay? But if you're working like with smart cities, 10, okay? And finally, omega. Omega is the importance of the annual average citation of the publications. The citations represent the final product of the life cycle of an article. A relevant article will have its recognition represented by the number of citations. So it is important. It's very important. Why did we flexibilize the equation? Because we have found researchers that do not give importance to the journal metrics, okay? That's why we flexibilized. We think that it is important, but we can use 5 for them because we have found some works that were so important, so interesting, and they were not published in a high journal. But it depends on you, exclusively on you and on your professor, okay? All right, so now we already exported from Excel to ranking. I have to tell you that we have already developed a way to go straight from JabRef to ranking. Yes? But I did not have time to study and to give the course. So by now we are going from Excel to ranking. I'm sorry. On next course, probably from JabRef to ranking. So I'm not going to explain this here. Okay, let me see. This is important now. Let's go there. This is ranking. So here you can change, like, oh, it's 10. You can put 5 here. Or you can put 0. Or if you decide that 10 is good, 10. Okay, with all of them, you can change as much as you can. Okay, and also here, research year, like next year in January, you are going to change here from 2024. Okay, but till now 2023. All right. So we have here to find the only information that is not filled in is the number of citation. Okay, what do? You go straight here to Google Scholar, and it will open automatically the window. How many citations? 3. And then you put here 3. Yeah, I tell you to split into 2 windows so that you can visualize both of them. Oops, here. Okay, so 3. In ordinatio, 175. Second, again, 14. Okay, next one, 53. Okay, 53, and so on. Now I'm going to make believe. Yeah, look, ranking. Can you see? Which is the most important till now, Hussein, and so on. I'm going to pretend like 10, 3, 6, 80, 23, 100, 1,000, and so on. So let's see if Hussein is, no, he's not the first anymore. Okay, the first one is this one here, which I do not know. You have to copy to find out the authors. Okay, you see, like I'm going to delete the, let's see, the Hussein. Yeah, let's find the Hussein here. Where is he? Hussein. I don't know where is he. Here. Okay, I'm going to delete him from here. Let's see what happens to Hussein. Oops, he's not here anymore. Okay, very good. I have explained that this is so easy for you. I must go ahead because the time is flying. Okay, I still have a little things to tell you. So identify the factors that were not found. Like, let me show you. Like here, you have some in yellow. No, here. Why are they in yellow? Because probably they don't have ISSN. If they do not have ISSN, maybe it is because they are not papers, they are conference papers, okay? But you can always check it. And on JABREF, you can easily find the ISSN, okay? Okay, let's continue because we have a lot of work to do. I also like, if the names of the journals are not correct, they are not going to provide you they're not going to provide you, like here, Handbook of Smart Cities. The name of the journal cannot have special characters. You have to delete. And this is something we cannot do anything about because this is the problem of the database. And let me see here if we have another different one, like here, including subseries. Yeah, this is not here. Censors, Switzerland. If you eliminate the word Switzerland, it didn't appear anyway. Let's see, sustainability. Let me see if it is, it appears here. Okay, it appears here. The impact factor automatically appears here. Okay. So in this case, what do you do? Sustainability. Okay, so you copy and paste.
Just drag.
5. Okay. All right. So when it is yellow, check for the name of the journal if the name is correct. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead. Okay, I have already explained it. Then you download the papers in full format. You know how to do it, yeah? Where to find several versions of Google, journal websites, directly with the author, ask the librarian, use proxies. Finally, if you're doing a PhD, purchase. If you cannot find it anywhere, purchase, okay? Why? Because discarding an article for not being able to get the full version is a search limitation, not a filtering criteria, okay? And golden tips, and I'm almost, okay, so questions until now, and then I will go to the golden tips for reading.
Yeah, Professor Regina, I see there's a question from the chat box. They ask you to show us the example of search syntax. Is that related? I'm not sure.
It's here. Okay. Will you show the example of a search syntax? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Let me see here, like Scopus search. Okay. So I will copy here. Where's the 87 documents found. So you're going to copy these, but I don't know where I can copy here. All right, so search documents, innovation, you can copy innovation in ecosystem. You can copy and paste here. Pretend that this is my table. In TAC, okay? In TAC, like 87 documents. You have stated in the text no time delimitation, okay? All right. This is not the best syntax I could show you, but this is how it must appear on the table, like in this one that I have previously showed you. Let me find it here. This here from Fabiani, yes. I don't know if you can see clearly here. Okay, I heard 134, title, abstract, and keywords, smart city and artificial intelligence. And in the text, it was explained, no time delimitation, because if I would add here, it would be complex. No time delimitation, no, for all of them. So you write there previously. Is this okay for you?
I think so.
Maybe this is much more a parameter, or more than a syntax, okay? But how can I say, the combinations? The combinations and the parameters that you used, okay? All right.
Prof, until this stage, have you ranked the paper? Have you ranked? Until this stage, have you ranked the paper as you show in the Excel? Have you ranked them?
I didn't. If I had them already, I didn't understand your question.
I mean, just now you show you do the sortings according to the IS.
Yeah.
Then have you ranked them according to the importance?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I would like to understand more on that.
Yes, I understand. Like, so you have here, like you have the ranking. Is this here you mean? Okay, so 1, 2, 3. This is the ranking. Okay. So
how you do the ranking? I mean, can you explain further how you do the ranking?
How I do? We use this equation. Where is it?
Yeah, the equation. Yeah.
Here we use this equation. Okay. Okay.
Meaning the first paper is the most cited and most important and most recent.
It is the most important, of course, because here I put 1,000. Yeah, it is the most important. Okay, but normally until the 20th, you have the most important authors. Okay, normally from the 20th down, you have the most important authors. Even if it is not so cited, but he is important. Okay, why? Because you can see here, impact factor, it is recent, it is cited. Yeah, this, let's say, this here, it's old. It is old, but the impact factor, it has an impact factor, and it has 80 citations. This here, a few citations, but it is from 222, and the impact factor is 9. It is 9. So we are pondering the 3 factors. Okay.
Yeah, understand that.
Okay. Now you have the ranking, but how to read? How to read them? How to eliminate some papers? Because if you have 1,000 papers, you're not going to read all of them. So some golden tips. Okay, so what to read for a thesis? Read practically everything. For a dissertation, up to 100 articles. Well, it depends. In Brazil, this is our context. In our context, you have to discuss with your advisors. What else? Depending on the journal, the same amount for a thesis you must read, okay? Okay, So, how to read? If your final portfolio is very large, a cutoff score is recommended. So, how to establish the cutoff score? See the lowest in ordinatio of the oldest year to be included. This will be able to cut off score. Check if it helped, or if there are still many articles left. If there are many left, take another year. Like I want to read the last, I want to read from 2019 here. Okay, so what is the lowest in ordinatio of 2019? So the lowest is the cutoff score. All the papers that have this score lower, you will eliminate. Okay, it's an option. I don't want to make any cutoff. Okay, no problems.
Yeah. Bro, can you show us the score, the in ordination score for your example there? Can you go back to the Excel sheet?
Yeah. Exactly. That's why you never make a temporal cut in your search. Why not? Because you can make this temporal cut after. Suppose you have the classical author and you cut him off, but when you rank it, it will go on the 20th best papers. So it should be included. Oh no, but it is an old paper. No, but it should be included. This is science. This is not art. You are including what METHODI Ordinatio is telling you to. The other, suppose a very new paper that has no citations and that has no impact factor. I guess you should read, and that's why I told you to exclude the ones with the lower in ordinatio. The new one will have one very important factor, which is the year. The year will bring him up if you use 10 for year. Okay? All right. So after cutting, you already have your final portfolio. Save this new worksheet. Arrange them in ascending chronological order, reading from the oldest to the newest. Oh, but Professor, shouldn't we read from the most important to the less important? No. You know which one is important. The jury must ask you, what is the most important paper of your portfolio? Why it is important? Who is the author? Who are the most important authors of your portfolio? You know, because you have ranked it. But when you're going to read, you read from the oldest to the newest. Okay? All right. Books, chapters, dissertations, theses, and conferences. Applying METHODI Ordinatio to books, chapters, and conferences. Proceed in the same way as for articles. Just ignore the metrics as for books, chapters, and conference papers. Why? Because normally they do not have impact factors. Be careful. Some conference papers might have metrics. Okay, so be attentive to this. Right? What else? How to find the most influential authors. Okay, this one I have made manually. Okay, so in this portfolio, the most important was SERI. He had 7 contributions. The first one had 407 citations, 375, and so on. The second one, Sarkis, and so on. They were among the 15 more important papers of the ranking. And they were really found in this, in this part of the ranking. Okay, let me see. And here I have some references. Okay, before I say thank you, questions.
Questions. Let's see the box. There's none. So if any questions, guys, would you like to ask Prof. Regina? Please type in the questions in the chat box. Yeah.
I guess they don't have.
Yeah, I have actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Let me ask some questions. So before I ask questions, I would like to congratulate Prof. Regina for successfully publish this method, and that is very useful. I think that is out of my expectation. You are so technical, and then this 2 hours of session actually is really not enough. Not enough. It should have a 2 days of session. I mean, including the technical and the hands-on sessions. Yeah, you can plan that for other times, perhaps. So I would like to share with guys and Professor Regina what I have learned. Okay, first, I think Professor Regina has shared with us a good combination of keywords to search the literature using the asterisk and or, and these combinations are important. If you are the researcher, you will know that these are the important combinations that you have to learn it technically. Second one, she has shared with us that it is important to adhere to scientific research, the scientific term that she mentioned and stressed on, that is reproduced and replicable. Yeah, and that brings impact, impact to others, other researchers or other users. So I think the concept is very good, because from what I have learned to my limited knowledge, the Prisma statement, they have just set 4 steps, which are the identification, screening, eligibility, and inclusion. It's a kind of a statement, a very simple step by Moher and team. Yeah, maybe they purposely do it, they simplify it. There could be some technical explanation behind. But what I have learned, I have also published systematic literature review papers that I also apply Moher's steps. But I find that your steps are more detailed. Got 9 steps,
exactly.
and just after the tools that is missing in the Prisma. They have no tools. So so the tools is very important for us to really delve into the literature that we have. And then I think the third one, your sharing is really hands-on. I mean, you really show us all the technicals, the keyword, and then how to paste in the JeffRef and the Excel, and then transfer to the other one, ranking. That is fantastic. And then all the may I ask F in the and the ranking.
Finder.
Finder and ranking. Are these 2 applications you developed by your team and yourself?
Yes. Nowadays we have Ranking Plus.
Oh, Ranking Plus.
Yeah, because we have just registered the software.
Very good.
Some 20 days ago, we have just registered a new software.
I see.
Which is Ranking Plus. Finder was specifically designed to find ISSN.
ISSN.
Yeah, Finder is to find ISSN, specifically for this. But we improved, and we can find the ISSN with the ranking also.
Yeah, interesting, and you make it open access to all. Thank you so much. That is scientific. That is science. Should be accelerating the knowledge to all.
Yes.
And then how about the
Brazilian, we like to share.
The JeffRef is developed by other people, right?
Yes, JeffRef is for other people.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, although I'm using Mendeley, now you introduced to me JabRef and can be exported to Excel. That is fantastic
You
for
can continue with Mendeley. You can continue, but then you have to export from Mendeley to JabRef.
Yeah, I
It's
think
so easy.
for the for the
no, it's
audience,
so,
including the researchers in Malaysia and Indonesia, I have shared your this link. Today is a session to Indonesian scholars. I think some of them are from Indonesia and Malaysia also. So I think we have benefited a lot from your sharing. And then I have maybe have two suggestions for your research.
Sorry?
I have two suggestions.
Thank you.
I hope it helps.
Thank you.
I think your method is much more rigid, much more established than other method like Prisma. So, but the name of Ordinatio could be, I mean, in English, you could think of a English name so that it could be more, friendly to other people that are not so familiar with Portuguese, right?
Yeah, maybe I can do it.
Yeah, and then I think the tips that you are sharing, the years, I think that is still technical. I cannot understand. Sorry. So you can simplify the tips, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
But overall, I think the method should be promoted widely. And then hopefully next paper, I'll try to use your method.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, let's see at the chat box if there is any. There's no question.
No question.
So far.
Okay.
Because it is your paper is published in quantity and quality and cytometric. These are good journals. Yeah, I understand that. And then not many people can understand your writing, I think. But it is a very good writing. And then it is a very good platform to start from and expand more further. Maybe you can write a book, publish a book on this topic. And then, I think you have.
I'm writing.
You're writing, right?
Yeah, I'm already writing. Hopefully, this next vacation, I can finish it.
Yeah, good. I cannot wait to read your book.
Okay. I will try to mix a little story. How did I develop? Who was I? when I developed, because it is interesting to understand why did you create it? From nothing. No, there was a background for it. It's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, that's all. I think. If there is no questions, any last word from you, Prof. Regina? Yeah, please.
Okay. So, thank you very much for having me here today. It was a pleasure. And I hope to see you next year in Smart Cities, working with me. Yes, my topic at the PhD. And it was very nice. I really like to share the research. And people ask me, why do you share it for free? Until now, I'm sharing it for free. And I'm getting recognized. And I think it is important to make science good. And I like to study. I am a passionate researcher, and it's very nice to be a scientist when you are working with METHODI Ordinatio. It's very easy to make research with METHODI Ordinatio. And I want to help people to make science easier and better. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think your method is the only one that ranking the impact factor or size score. Through this systematic literature search. Am I right?
Yeah, the only one.
Yeah.
Right.
Very good. You are the creator for this method. Yeah. If there's no more questions from the chat box, I would like to thank Prof. Regina from Brazil and sharing these incredible methods to scholars in Malaysia, Indonesia, and abroad. So thank you so much. And see you again in other series.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, you all. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.